How many vertices does a polyhedron with 1,000 variables defined by 5,000 inequalities have? Just guessing. You can just guess. So the answer is it's about 5,000 choose 1,000. That's a really, really big number.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can compute a number that big in Desmos. With the default settings, you actually cannot. So first, you got to know the largest number Desmos can compute. It's just below 2 to the 2 to the 10, which is about 1.8 times 10 to the 308 power. And if you use the built-in function for choosing k objects from n objects, NCR, then it can compute decently big numbers, but it tops out at this value right here. You can see as it crosses over to undefined. Right? So how can we get around this? Because Professor Boyd said 5,000 choose 1,000, and as is, that's not exactly possible. So I can show you how this below is actually computing exactly what you want. Okay, for this custom version, I do a little line-by-line derivation. So this is the way that the choose function is defined. And in this way, in this form, it's very naive, and it works for even smaller numbers only. You need quite small numbers in both n and k. You can define it like this, the traditional way, get a good value. But you can also write it as a product of fractions that I've rewritten in this form, k over I plus 1. And then you can take the logarithm of this. This is the base 10 logarithm. You can get 25.958 and so forth. And then using properties of logarithms, you can turn this into a summation and save it as this constant c. And we can see that these are the same values, so it all checks out there. Now what I want to do is split out this value into this whole number portion, and then the remainder when you take the mod 1, which is just the decimal portion. So mod C1 is going to be some number between 0 and 1. And floor of C is just going to be the whole number portion of this constant C. And then we can save A as 10 to the mod C of 1. And then B is the floor of C. And the interpretation here is B is the power of 10 in the scientific notation. And this value 9.09 is the number you multiply 10 to the B by. So up here, more explicitly written, choose nk is A times 10 to the B power. So if we want to bring these numbers all the way up to something that Desmos cannot compute directly, see here it says undefined because it's just a very large number, we can see 5,000 choose 1,000 is about 5.746 times 10 to the 1,084 power.